Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever time of day it is and whatever part of the world you're at right now. Welcome back to my channel, ASKnowlin. Today's math lesson will be about solving systems of linear inequalities by graphing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, systems of linear inequalities are simply two or more linear inequalities that are graphed together. And the solution is the overlapping region of points that satisfies both inequalities. So let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like graphically. Let's go ahead and take a look at number one. All right, so for number one, I'm gonna graph the first line in blue. The y-intercept is -1. The slope is -1, which means go down one, right one, and I'm gonna just follow that pattern. And just in case you didn't know, the slope is -1. I put the -1 there. Now I'm gonna go back to the left, following the pattern to the left, up and to the left, up one, left one, right? And now I need to take a look at the line there, the inequality symbol. So based on that inequality symbol, it's gonna be dotted. Let me erase that. Should be in the blue. So that's gonna be a dotted line. And we're going to have to shade above because it says greater than. So solid line. Oops, I erased some of the dots. Apologize about that. Well, excuse me, not a solid line, but a dotted line, like such. Okay, there's my dotted line, and we're gonna need to shade above the line. All right. Now, I'm going to do the next line in red. The y-intercept is -5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the slope is +1, which means go up one, right one. And just follow that pattern to the right. Now going to the left, I have to go down and to the left. And now let's take a look at this line here. Okay, it's gonna be green, and let me add another highlighter. Yeah, we'll keep it yellow. There we go. So let's go back to the green. Now, for the red line, it's also gonna be dotted, a dotted line, and this one is gonna be shade below because it says less than. Okay, the inequality for the red line that I highlighted in green, it says less than, so that means shade below. So here's my dotted line. Right, there's my dotted line, and now I have to shade this one below the line. So here's below, and where the two areas overlap is where the solution should be. So our solution is in this area here, any points in that area. So let's identify a few. For example, this point right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So +4, -3 would be a solution because it's in that shaded region where they both overlap. If I pick that point here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me count that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's +7, -6. Just to identify 2 points that are solutions. Remember, they have to be where they both overlap. Okay, so now let's take a look at number two. Number two, I'll do the first line in blue and the second line in red. So the blue line has a y-intercept of +7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The y-intercept, the slope is +1/3, which means go up 1, right 3. I did that. Can't go to the right anymore. I can go to the left by going down 1, left 3. And I repeat that. Can't do that anymore. Now, let's take a look at the inequality symbol. This inequality symbol is means that I'm gonna have a dotted line, and we're gonna have to shade below because it says less than. Okay, shade below. So a dotted line, dotted, 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 dotted. And then I have to shade below the line. So below the line is anything down here. Below the line, okay? Now, let's go ahead and graph the second line. The y-intercept is +4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the slope is -1, which means go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. Follow that pattern, okay? Just following the pattern. Now go back to the left, which is up 1, left 1. Okay. And there we go. Now, let's take a look at this inequality symbol. For the red line, it's going to be solid line. And we're going to shade above the line because it says greater than. It's solid because it says greater than or equal to. It has the equal to part, and it's above because it says greater than. So, with that being said, we're just going to make a solid line like that. And our instructions tell us to shade above the line. So above is right here. So where they both overlap is our solution. Shaded area where they both overlap is where our solutions lie. So let's call out 2 of them, or 3. So here's one right here. That's +2, +1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So +2, +5 would be a solution there, right? Let's take another one. This would be +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and +2. So +6 and +2 would also be a solution. And let's get one more in this a negative one. So that's going to be +7, -1. Okay, so those are solutions. Let's go ahead and take a look at number 3. Now for number 3, once again, I'm gonna do the first line in blue, do the second line in red. Now the blue line, I can't graph it yet because it's not solved for y. So the -4 is gonna stay in the same place. And let me use a different color here. So that -4y is gonna stay in the same place, the less than and the +24. That 1x needs to move to the other side with the +24, but it has to become a -1x. And now we want to divide everybody by -4. And remember, because we're dividing by a negative, the inequality symbol has to reverse. I need to put the equal to symbol underneath. There we go. At first it was less than or equal to, now it's greater than or equal to. +24 divided by -4 is -6. -1 divided by -4 is +1/4 x. And now we can go ahead and graph our line. Our y-intercept is -6 for the blue line. Let me put a box around it. This is our blue line. Our y-intercept is -6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -6. And then our slope is +1/4. So that means go up 1, right 4. And then up 1, right 4. Now to go back to the left, I have to go down and to the left. Down and left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then boom. Now let's take a look at the inequality symbol. We know we're going to have to shade above because it's greater than, and it's going to be a solid line, okay, because it has the equal to. So solid line and shade above. Shading above. There we go. Now let's go ahead and do the red line. The red line has a +1 as the y-intercept, and the slope is +2. So that means go up 2, right 2, up 2, right 2, up 2, right. Up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. And now that we've gone to the right, now we need to go back to the left by going down 2, left 1, and follow that pattern, down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's take a look at the red line's inequality symbol. It should be shaded below, right? Shade below because it says less than, but it's going to be a solid line because it has the equal to. All right, so solid line, solid. And now we're going to shade below the line. So below the line is anything over this way. Now, where they both overlap, which is all of that, is where the solution is, or any of the solutions. So let's put a couple dots. There's one. That solution is +4, +2. Here's another solution here, which is negative, or +1, -2. So that's +1, -2. All right. And I think we'll leave that one right there. Okay. Let me rewrite that for us. +1, -2. So this one was +1, -2. All right. Let's do that number 4, and then we'll be done with our lesson for today. So for number 4, once again, the first equation I'll do in blue, and the second line I'll do in red. Now for the first one, that's going to be a horizontal line. Okay, horizontal line, the blue one. And let's take a look at the inequality symbol. Okay, or not a horizontal line, excuse me. That won't be a horizontal line. I meant to say it's going to be a vertical line. Sorry about that. Vertical line. Okay, and taking a look at the inequality symbol, we know it's going to be a dotted line. And we're going to have to shade, if we zoom in here, we have to shade to the left because the arrow's pointing to the left. So shade left. Okay. So when we do that, we go to X, -4 on the X-axis. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a dotted line. There's our dotted line, and now we have to shade to the left. So everything to the left of the line. Okay. All right. Now the red line, let's take a look at that one. We have to solve this one for y. It's not solved for y. So right now we have 3x plus 2y less than or equal to -2. We're going to keep the 2y where it's at, keep the less than sign where it's at, keep the -2 where it's at. The 3x has to move and become negative. And then the next step we're going to do is divide everybody by a +2. Excuse me. Now, when you divide by a positive number, you don't have nothing, the inequality symbol does not reverse. So this becomes -1 minus 3/2x. And if we want, we can rewrite it so that the x term is in front. So that's -3/2x minus 1. Now, when we graph the red line, the y-intercept is -1. The slope is -3/2. So that means go down 3 and right 2. Down 3 and right 2. And go back to the left is going up 3 and left 2. Up 3, left 2, up 3, left 2. Now, we got to take a look at our inequality symbol. Our inequality symbol tells us that our line will be a solid line because it has the equal to, and it's going to be, we're going to shade below because it's less than. Shade below because it's less than. So, solid line. There's our solid line. And now we have to shade below. So anything where the two lines intersect, or excuse me, where the two areas, the two shaded regions overlap, which is right here, is where our solutions would be. So any of these points over here could be solutions, okay? All right. Now, it says which ordered pair is in the solution set of the following systems of inequalities. We could either graph both of these lines and then try to plot these points to see if they're a solution, or we can simply take those ordered pairs and plug them into the systems to see algebraically, do they work? So let's take a look at A. For example, x is -3, y is +2. So for the first equation, this would be 2 times, what's that, negative 3 plus 4 times positive 2 is less than positive 12. And I need to see if that works. Negative 6 plus 8 less than positive 12. Negative 6 and positive 8 make positive 2. Positive 2 is less than positive 12. So it works for the first equation. Let's see if it works, if that same ordered pair works for the second inequality. Excuse me. So that's going to be 3 times negative 3 minus 2 is less than positive 2. Okay, because y was positive 2. Excuse me, y is positive 2. So this is going to be negative 9 minus 2 less than 2. Negative 9 minus 2 is negative 11. And negative 11 is less than 2. So that's true. So because that ordered pair, negative 3 comma positive 2, works is a solution for both of the inequalities, then that means this point or this ordered pair is a solution for the entire system. So our answer here for this one would be A. All right. And that's how we do it. You just use the ordered pairs to plug in the coordinates into X and Y and then see if it works for both inequalities. If it does not work for both, then it is not a solution to the system of inequalities. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude our lesson for today. I'll see y'all later on the next go round. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Deuces.